is up, everyone? Welcome back, Sooner Surge Live on this Tuesday night. I'm Jason. Jeremy's at Bible study, so I'm rolling with this thing tonight. Quite a lot to talk about tonight. I saw any intel on Jim Nagy's new 2026 signee. He put the tweet out a little bit earlier. Basically said this: Sooners about to add a dog to OU football 2026 recruiting class tomorrow. Who's this going to be, Sooner fans? That's what I'm asking you. Who's it going to be for the 2026 class? Who do you think it'll be? We'll get more talking about that. But also today you had the new arena. Basically, it's moving forward. Moving forward on that. So no holdups. So it's got the go-ahead. So that's interesting. That would definitely, in my opinion, help out OU basketball. Obviously, I still think you need to make a move as far as coach and everything, but that would help for future OU basketball. Definitely. It's something that needs to happen. Smaller arena, newer arena needs to happen. So that's great. Good to see you, Famone. Famone, been a while. Good to see you. Says, checking in, Sooner Nation. Cancer's under control. Feeling a bit better every day. Blessed to be here. Go Vols. Hey, good to see you on there, Famone. Really is. Hopefully for you guys. Bevo's bodyguard. Where you been, bro? Somebody will score. And that's what's interesting. 2026. Not the 2027 class, 2026. So I'm very intrigued by it. We'll see. Very interested to see who it's going to be. Couple of other things I want to get to. One, you saw the calendar for next year. It's an absolute disgrace, okay, that the national championship game next year is on January 25th. You didn't hear me wrong. January 25th. Can we push it back anymore? That is absolutely atrocious. It's ridiculous. It's something that needs to be fixed yesterday. I think the game's getting worse off. They're putting longer wait times in between. It's ridiculous. Fix it. January 25th is too late for a national championship game in college football. Period. What's up, AMAC? Good to see you. Yeah, wow. Wow is right, Jenna. I don't even know what to think. I saw it today, and I took a double take. Today is February 3rd. That was like a week ago would be the national championship game. It's absolutely stupid, okay? Throwing some names out there for the arena. It definitely won't be that, Mac. Definitely won't be that. Couple other things I just want to get off my chest before we get into some conversation about OU football. One is this, okay? It's time. It's time for the NFL to do away with the Pro Bowl. I don't even know why they call it a Pro Bowl. It is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in any all-star sport, whatever you do. It's stupid. And the fact they call it a Pro Bowl is dumb. Flag football, whatever you want to call it, it's ridiculous. I think it's silly. Do away with it. It's time to put that to bed, okay? Unless you're going to get a real all-star game. I think it's dumb. College football needs to be in before the NFL playoffs start. It needs to end January 1. It's able to be done. There are ways to do it. To end the season January 1. You could do it. It just takes smart people, not even that smart people. There's a lot of fans that could figure it out, okay? So figure it out, NCAA. The fact is, I don't think they care. I don't think they care to figure it out, but it needs to happen. It needs to be moved up to January 1, needs to be the last game of the year. Not that difficult to figure it out. I hate it. I think it's awful that it's going to January 25th next year. Really bad. What's up, everyone? What's up, Pink Floyd? Boomer. Yeah, 6 more weeks of winter. for Punxsutawney Field. Now, 47 straight says excited for the playoff to expand so we can see spring camp start before the national championship game. Yeah, being sarcastic, but you're not wrong. The whole calendar has to be, it's something people have talked about for a while now. So I think they were even ruining the flag football. Jen says it's atrocious. It's dumb. I mean, you can laugh at the NBA stuff for the All-Star game because they don't play defense, but you have some other stuff for that weekend that's pretty good. This is bad. It's really bad, and it quite frankly needs to be over with. On a side note, we haven't really talked about this, but there's not a whole lot going on football right now. But I do want to bring this up. Okay, Friday night are the opening ceremonies for the Olympics. Me personally, Jason, I'm an Olympic guy. I like watching the Olympics. Okay, but I particularly like watching the sports that it is their Super Bowl. Okay, sports like speed skating where there's no other. Like, this is it for them. This is what, and skiing, when you talk about being a skier and you're the top of your game and what you want to do is to be in the Olympics. And I will say Lindsey Vonn, I don't know if you guys know this story, and I know I'm kind of sidetracking here, but Lindsey Vonn was skiing this last weekend, took a tumble. Apparently, she tore her ACL. Now, she came out today and said she's skiing with a torn ACL. She's got nothing to lose. This is her last chance. She's going to go ski downhill and do the best she can. I give it up to her because this is, to me, what makes the Olympics so great. She's putting it on the line, and you don't see that in every sport that we watch, guys and gals. You don't. You see people sit out for whatever reason, or she has got a torn ACL, and she said, I'm not going to cry about it. I'm going to go perform and see what happens. And I just give it up to somebody like Lindsey Vonn. I know it's her last rodeo out there, but people like that, you can enjoy watching that as a sports fan. I'll tell you this, I'll be watching because I'll be intrigued to see what she does. I just think great thing to see somebody put it on the line like that. So I had to bring it up. All right, we can change subject now. We can get back to football. Now, bull riding. Yeah. Okay. Okay, Ron. Let's get back to football. OU still in search for a defensive back coach. I don't know what y'all's thoughts are on this. I saw Xavier Brewer today posted a picture, I think, with Brandon Hall and Jay Valai, and the picture of those three guys, just how much Jay Valai's meant to them and him and stuff. I don't know. I don't know if Xavier Brewer is going to be the next defensive back coach. I don't know who it's going to be. I'm kind of maybe leaning that way personally as an OU fan, and just kind of what I've been seeing. I kind of could see that, but who knows if that's where they're going to go. They may go a totally different direction. We'll see. So you have that on the football side of it. You have what Nagy said tonight about a 2026 recruit joining the team tomorrow. Very intriguing on that. I mean, 2026. I don't know. I mean, what are you guys' thoughts on that? Who could he possibly be talking about? Drop it in the chat. Drop the name in here. Who do you think it is? Yeah, Colin. Patty Gasso said no team captains. She says, you don't have, like Nellie Mack's not one that it's total just outspoken. So she's doing it different this year. So it'll be interesting. Not surprising into with Patty. Yeah, I've thought about this too. 2 Dubs, 6204. I've thought about this. Could it be a reclass? I don't know. One of the first names that came to my mind, I don't know why, but Cooper Witten. I don't know why that did. I don't know if he would reclass. I don't know, maybe just throwing that out there. National Signing Day. I mean, who's it going to be, though? I saw somebody put in there earlier, Zane Rowe. Is that what I saw somebody drop in here? Drop who you think it's going to be. I mean, we're all fans. Some of you guys are follow insiders, so maybe you've heard things. I don't know. But I am intrigued to see what you guys think as fans, who this person could be that Jim Nagy's talking about. Jim Nagy also had another quote today that I thought was really good on Twitter. I don't have it in front of me. I'd have to go look it up here in a minute. But it was really good, too, as well as the players they like to recruit. Thought that was good. Aaron says, sounds like Cooper will end up at Heritage Hall or Washington. Wow, Washington. Can you imagine him at Washington with what they already have there? Wow. Unbelievable. That'd be a great Friday night game to go to every week is Washington if he ends up there. Now, interesting here by Colin. This is what I like from the Sooner Surge viewers, the Surgeaholics. They can try to put puzzle pieces together. And he says maybe the, quote, dog hint points to a late flip from Georgia for the 2026 class. Interesting, Colin. I like that. I like that a lot. Could it be a dog? Very intriguing. Who else do you guys think? There's one option. Colin, if that's the case, who would you say it would be? Late flip. Ron Brown says Cooper, question mark. What's up, Teresa? How you doing tonight? So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see who it could be. And it gives, you know what, as an OU fan, it gives you some excitement for tomorrow. It really does. Jimmy, good to see you, bud, says, I heard Case Alexander's crystal ball to Penn State. I heard that too. I don't know if I heard that from somebody on here one night on the Sooner Surge. I don't remember where I saw it, but that is interesting. But yeah, him and Cooper went together. Wow. High school. I mean, that's just unbelievable. Unbelievable stuff. Saw some stuff on Twitter. People still talking about maybe Dominique Franks. Could that be an option for OU, a defensive back coach? Don't know. I don't know where they're going to go. Now, 918 says Case ain't going to Penn State. So there you go, Jimmy. So from the 918 and from the 918 area code too. Boomer Bob, good to see you. What is your thoughts on ET stepping up as wide receiver this year? Well, I think it's inevitable, AMAC. And quite frankly, I would be disappointed if he doesn't. Now, here's the thing. When you say stepping up, to me, I'm not saying stepping up as like a starter or anything like that. To me, stepping up for ET this year would be a contributor. You know what I mean? A contributor on the offensive side of the ball, in the rotation, making catches, making plays, not somebody that's going to go out there and catch 6 to 10 balls a game, be a number one receiver. I think it's about making plays this year and being on the field. And that's the step I'm looking forward to him taking. I think he needs to. T-Row, this is good. This is good, Mark. You are pretty good with some of these one-liners and stuff. He says, Mark says, T-Row going to cause long TD catches as ET phone home. I like that. I like that a lot, Mark. Mars, interesting here, says, will the new cornerback coach bring a guy or two with him? I feel we have enough guys in that room. I don't necessarily see that when you get position coaches, because specifically not right away. It might in another cycle, next recruiting cycle, but it's not like you're taking anybody from the class. I mean, nobody's going to leave their school because your quarterback coach left. It's not a transfer portal thing where you can just leave. So So there is that. Tone Loke says, haven't had time to read when this new gym being built. I haven't. I tried to look today, Tone Loke, for like a time period and a time frame. I couldn't find a whole lot on it. But just know it's moving forward. It's not being held back. The Supreme Court and everything, it's moving forward. So that's good. Correct, Mark. They can't bring guys with them. It's not allowed as far as portal. Now recruits is a little different story, but is Carter still on the team? Are we talking about Jermichael Carter, AMAC? Is that what you're talking about? As far as I know, I haven't heard any different. I don't know if that's who you're talking about or not. Ron, great question. Great question. And the guy plays everywhere. Okay. Quarterback, wide receiver, running back. I mean, the guy is an athlete. He plays 4 sports. 4-sport athlete: track, basketball, football. Gosh, I want to say baseball, but maybe I'm wrong on that one. But dude, just a pure athlete. I've seen some of his tape, just highlight reel. He can do some things. I don't know position wise if quarterback is where that he would be recruited at. This is just me spitballing because I just haven't watched enough of him to know. Looks like a total stud athlete to me. And maybe quarterback. I don't know what his agenda is, what his plans are over the next few years. Still young. So Sooner Thrawn says Cooper Alexander at Penn State. So Steven, younger son, going to Penn State would not surprise him. Who knows? Ron's line playing against Poto. Is it the Poto Pirates? I'm trying to remember the Poto mascot. That's a good trivia question. Not going to be the trivia question for tonight. But is it Poto Pirates? For some reason, I want to say Pirates. I may be totally wrong on that. Ron says yes. So there you go. I know some of my high school mascots, not all of them. Hey, everybody, check out The Fan Stop. TheFanStop.com. Code Surge, you'll get 10% off your first 3 months. Great merchandise here. They're great people that own it, and great merchandise. They got shirts, they got hats, they got hoodies. Speaking of hats, Bevo's Bodyguard. I know you're on here tonight. Been a while, but go purchase you this hat. Upside Down Longhorn. Get that only at thefanstop.com. What else is going on, everyone? I'm going to open up the phone lines tonight, all right? I'm by myself, but I'm going to try to open them up for you. If you'd like to call in, you can. If not, not a big deal. You also had trade deadline in NBA today, or not deadline, but trades are starting. And there's been some wild ones already. So I won't talk a whole lot about that tonight. Maybe save that for our Thunder Live that's coming up later this week, I believe. But yeah, there's the phone lines if you want to call and talk. I got trivia later for you. I think it's a pretty good trivia question. That'll be later on in the show. I'm feeling better, everybody. Still got the cough. So if I mute myself to cough, hey, got to do it. But Ron's asking, did I ever see the Pine Bluff kid that would kick the backboard in warm-ups? No, I did not see this kid. I don't know who you're talking about. That's pretty insane. You talk about athleticism, man. You know what I was watching the other day, guys and gals? Do you remember when guys would go up and dunk and the glass would just shatter? You know, you never see that anymore. And which is weird because I think the guys now are bigger, faster, stronger. And if they were breaking them back then, they should be destroying them right now. What it tells me is those basketball goals were not made the same as they are now. They're made to withhold it now. They were not back then. Don't get me wrong. Great dunks, powerful dunks. But part of it was the way that the basketball goals were made. You can hate that take if you want, but I think that's why you don't see it anymore. Interesting question. Tutties, good to see you, says, why doesn't anyone have Tick as their mascot? Like the Ticks or the dog Ticks? You know what, Tutties? I guarantee you that there's a mascot of a high school team named the Ticks. I promise you it's out there. You know, there's a mascot in Arkansas, and I don't know the school. And the reason I say this is I go to some cheer competitions, and I hear their fans there. They are the Hillbillies. That's their mascot. The Arkansas, I don't know what high school it is. It's the Hillbillies. I guarantee you there's Ticks out there as far as a nickname. I need to go look for it. Daryl Dunk Dawkins. Yeah, they do. That's right, Jen. Jen, it's part of the way it's made. Richmond Spider logo. Yeah. Ozark Hillbillies. That's it. Thank you, Ron. I think you're from Arkansas. I knew you would probably know it. It's the Ozark Hillbillies. That's their. In fact, the first time I heard it, I was like, that's not really their name, is it? Yeah, it is. It is. So it's kind of crazy. Chocolate Thunder, Daryl Dawkins. Great stuff. Great stuff. Phone lines are open if you want to chat. If not, we can talk about what you want to talk about. Toad suck, ticks. That could be, Jerry. But Ron's been watching high school football all over. Man, high school football is fun to me. I love watching high school football. I don't do it all the time like I used to. I used to watch a lot of high school football. But it is fun to just see young athletes that you watch in high school and then go see them perform somewhere in college. It's pretty cool. Louisville Fighting Farmers. Look at that. Here's what I want to do. I know we're kind of off topic, but drop your favorite nicknames from high school teams in the chat. We got Ozark Hillbillies. We got the Louisville Fighting Farmers. I believe there was a team called the Thunder Chickens. I don't remember where that's from. We got Mars and Bevo going at it on here. Love to see it. Texas won national championship in 60 years. Love to see the back and forth on here. The softball team needs some elite unhitched the wagon like videos. That would be cool. I think they'll probably do some of those this year. Get ready to open up the season. You also have baseball starting this weekend as well. Cam Johnson, I believe, is going to get the opening day start for the Sooners. That's this weekend. Tallahena Golden Tigers got a state title this year. Wait, look at this one. Now, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, Jenna. Hutto Hippos, or is it Hutto? I believe it's the Hutto Hippos. That's great. The new Braunfels Unicorns, Rocky Ford Melineers, the Hamlin Pied Pipers never fail. The Martinsville Munchkins never fail when you ask the Sooner Surgeaholics a question about dropping some great names in here. You would get some really cool ones. This is great. Chickasaw Chicks. Now, Jenna, not only do you have the Itasca Wampus Caps, you also have Conway, Arkansas, the Conway Wampus Cats. They are also the Wampus Cats. So Jenna is dropping a lot on here. The Springtown Porcupines, Cuero Gobblers. Jenna is on a roll. Henrietta Fighting Chicks, the Roscoe Plowboys. This is great. You know, one of my favorites of all time, and this is an Oklahoma one. So, and I'm surprised it hasn't been dropped in here. But I always loved the Haskell Haymakers. The Haskell Haymakers. I thought that was a great, great high school name. Winoka Railroaders. We are way off topic, but it's pretty cool to see all these names. Hey, man, Jenna's just dropping like crazy. Right now, how are you feeling on the defensive back coach? I asked last night, I said, do you think a decision will be made by Friday? Some said yes, some say no. Over under Xavier Brewer getting that gig, 70%. Would you take the over? Would you take the under? Give me three names that are in your top three of getting that job. Would people say Xavier Brewer, Dominique Franks, Chip Viney, Mike Reed? Who would you say are the three, in your opinion, that it could be? You also have, I just drew a blank. How did I draw? Gabe Lynn, I believe, out at UCLA. I believe he's at UCLA, a former Sooner. Man, they're still dropping names in here. It's crazy. Jack Sporrell, Jackrabbits. But now Tim says, yes, definitely by Friday. And I would take the under on Xavier Brewer of the 70%. So there we go. Speaking of, I'm going to go ahead and get to trivia tonight, all right? Trivia, as always, ladies and gentlemen, sponsored by Sugar 66. I tell you, it doesn't matter if it's cold outside. You can still go get your sugar treat. Go to Sugar 66. They're at the Mother Road Market in Tulsa, also in Catoosa by the Big Blue Well. Amazing frozen treats, also freeze-dried candy. I'm telling you, great stuff there. Great owners, great people, 918. Please, please, please do me a favor. Get out there and check them out. If you're ever in the area, please stop by. Tell them you watch the Sooner Surge. 918's on here about every single night. Appreciate his loyalty as well as everybody else that watches the show. It really means a lot to us, just as guys that like doing this show. So go check him out at Sugar 66. Here's the trivia question for tonight. One name that's been mentioned off and on about maybe could he land as defensive back coach at Oklahoma is Dominique Franks. Here's a trivia question. What pick was he in the NFL draft? What draft pick was Dominique Franks in the NFL draft? He forgo his senior year at Oklahoma, went to the draft, drafted by the Falcons, I believe. But what was his draft pick? What number? What number was his draft pick? That's the trivia question. The Claremore Zebras, that's correct. Not 72nd, not the fifth round, Tone Logue. Fifth round, what pick? Correct on the round, but what pick was it? And Tone Logue, Dalpost, on my end, Tone Logue, Dalpost barely beat you. It shows that Dalpost got it tonight, 135th. Hey, Dalpost, bravo, good job. Looks like Dalpost barely beat Tone Logue tonight, 135th. 135th pick of the draft, Dominique Franks, drafted by the Atlanta Falcons. So there you go. And a few of you guys got it, but just a little bit later than Dalpost. So way to go, Dalpost. Way to be, man. It's been a while since you won one, Dalpost. Good to see that, man. I know you like the trivia, so that's good to see. Hey, Sooner-thron. I did see this, Jenna. I did see this. I did see that today as well. Sooner-thron. I don't know the answer to this, and I wish I did, honestly. Maybe I should have done a little more research before I got on there. I was kind of busy, but I tried to looked at a few things, did not see an actual date posted. So I don't know. Now here's the thing, Sooner-thron. He got traded to the Cavs. Guess that helps, but to me it doesn't, because Donovan Mitchell and James Harden in the same backcourt. You talk about a team that can't play defense. Those two guys, that backcourt cannot play any defense. With those two guys as your guards, you're going to get shredded defensively. So I don't know. And can we not just all admit, if we've watched any NBA basketball, James Harden, just because he gets traded to your team, does not always make you better. I don't know. Cavs were pretty good last year. So now Mark's asking a question. Could the Thunder's current stadium work as an NHL arena when they get their new arena? I mean, that's interesting. I don't know does anybody think that Oklahoma could land an NHL franchise? I've had different opinions on this. I went to Oiler games in Tulsa. I like the Tulsa Oilers hockey. I know the Blazers were pretty good big in Oklahoma City, but I mean, do you think that Oklahoma City could land an NHL team? I mean, if you think about next pro sport that they could land, maybe that would be the next one, because I don't think you're getting an NFL team in Oklahoma City. I don't think, I know they're getting a semi-pro, I think maybe soccer, but I just don't know. I mean, how much would the interest be there for an OKC hockey team? Oklahoma State's trying to go Division I in hockey. I think Oklahoma might try the same thing. But I don't know. Now, Mark says Utah bought the Phoenix Coyotes from Arizona. Why not Oklahoma? I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm asking, do you think it would happen? This new arena thing, the entertainment district. Sorry about that. I've seen a lot of people talking about this with, it's not going to be right there on campus, but right now students don't really walk to the game anyway. So I don't think I think this would be great. Okay. This entertainment district, there's going to be a lot of things around there. Not just the stadium itself and the arena, but a lot of other things in this entertainment district. I think it would be really good. I think it's going to be really good. What will the name of it be? I saw somebody on there earlier put Wayman Tisdale or Billy Tubbs. You would definitely have to consider those two names as part of a name on the arena, I think, personally. But let's face facts. A lot of it might be a money thing as far as who's the sponsor or anything like that. So I don't know what it'll be, but it definitely is moving forward. Sooner Surge Stadium, that would be cool. I don't think we'll be funding that, Max, so probably wouldn't get our name on there. But it's great news. It really is great news because it's something that needs to happen. It needs to be a smaller capacity. And now this is cool, Mark. Toby Keith Entertainment District. That I can get behind that. That's kind of cool. So yeah. So there you go. Do we have a top three for the new OU basketball head coach, assuming Moser is gone, which he should be? Now, this has always put the cart before the horse, Tim. Moser's still there, so it's really, personally, it's hard for me to talk about coaches when the head coach is still there. But I have one guy, and I haven't really talked about this that much because we just haven't. I have one guy on the list that I would call. He would probably be my first call. And I know people say, oh, it's underwhelming, Jason. Go get a guy that's been a head coach. No, listen. Carlin Hartman, okay, former assistant in Oklahoma, 2016 to 2021 under Lon Kruger, okay? Carlin Hartman recruited Austin Reeves, recruited the likes of other players. He is currently the assistant head coach at Florida, who won a national championship last year. He is very good at developing bigs, okay? What he does at Florida, he develops bigs. He was really good at that at Oklahoma. When you think about like Kadeem Latin, really got better as his career went on, okay? To me, he hasn't been a head coach. I get it. But I think he may be a guy you could land. There's other guys that have been head coaches, the St. Louis coach, that honestly, I think he would probably take a Big East job over Oklahoma just because SEC, 15 out of 16 in NIL. I don't know if you could land a guy like that. Carlin Hartman, in my opinion, I really like him. And like I said, when you are an assistant to the head coach at a program like Florida, who just won a national championship and quite frankly might win another one this year, the way they're playing, they really look unbelievable right now. And the amount of big guys that go through there the last few years and just play really well, I personally would love that hire. There's been other names mentioned. Obviously, you got Crutchfield at Omaha that used to be at OU. He's a head coach at Omaha. You've had St. Louis coach mentioned. You've had other guys mentioned. Where I'm at is I don't know at what level could they land a guy. Like, how appealing is the Oklahoma job? That's why I think Hartman could be a great hire. But who knows? Jenna says she likes Hartman as well. There's just a lot of positives I like with him. And this is kind of where I'm at, Jen. I just don't think it's going to happen. And when you say big name, even a name that's an up-and-comer head coach at a mid-major. I mean, think about it. The St. Louis head coach, who I think they have one loss right now. They're doing great things. This is a question for you guys out here. If you were him, would you rather take a Big East job? Would you rather take a job at somewhere like Xavier or Providence or Georgetown as a head coach, or Oklahoma? And I just think there's a lot more benefits in somebody taking a job like that. So that's why I said the name I did. And Sooner Thorny does. He's been in that league now. He was also, like I said, in the Big 12 with Lon for 5 years at Oklahoma. He knows Oklahoma as well. So, yeah, the Big East is a lot better in my – you got schools that don't have football, all right? Providence, Xavier, Georgetown, Creighton. Yeah, Josh Schertz is his name. Creighton. I mean, schools like that, they don't have football. Basketball, they can really go all in on the NIL. St. John's, I mean, you got Patino there. But I'm just saying, like, to me, basketball-wise, those jobs kind of have a level up because you're not dealing with the other side of it with football. So, but anyway, that's just kind of my thoughts. I'd love to know you guys' thoughts on here. And now, Jenna, so me and Jeremy have talked back and forth about this. Jeremy loves Conkle. I really like Conkle as well. Okay, I do. I wonder, and I know that would be a big step up for him to go to the SEC. I'm curious at where the level of kind of like where people think the OU job is as far as, you know, how appealing is the job. That's it. SEC, boom, yes, great conference. NIL's got to be better. Arena's got to be better. This new arena thing will help, I think, as far as bringing in a coach. But overall, yeah, you're in the SEC, but if you are a coach knowing you don't have a whole lot of NIL support, are you going to a dead-end job? And that doesn't mean a coach doesn't think they can coach their way out of it without NIL. I'm just saying you need that backing. Now, 918 says, I'm not saying Tulsa's a better job. Oklahoma is a dead-end job. It's a tough job, 918. It's a tough job. And you can win at Oklahoma. We've seen them do it. But I do think they need more support to really have the support to win consistently in a conference like the SEC. You know, there's no doubt they can win a year, have a good run, but to be consistently and 918 Tulsa's job, you know, that job's been down for a while. I mean, I can't tell you the last time they were really good at basketball until this year, sitting at 19-3. He's really energized the fan base. And to me, I mean, the glory days, and I'm an OU fan, but the glory days of basketball in this state of Oklahoma was when you had OU with Kelvin Sampson, you had OSU with Eddie Sutton, you had TU with Bill Self, also with Tubby Smith. I mean, when they had those three teams and they were all good, I mean, geez, the March Madness was so good. Jenny gone when Chavis leaves? No, I don't think so. I think Jenny's got to get, in my opinion, Jenny's got to get over the hump on, like, when you think about their squad this year, you got a really good, great guard. Or you had Sean Sutton too. That's great. Yeah, or you, Tim Gill and some of those players. Jenny's got a great guard in Chavez. She's also got a great center in Reagan and Beers. It would be a good year to have a good run. The problem is sometimes they get out of control with turnovers. Jenny's really energized the OU women's basketball. And I think they just continue to take steps and steps to really climb and then make a run in March. I think that's her next thing, is making a long run in March. So we'll see. Now, Tim says need a really big splash type hire so that folks with NIL money will feel better about investing in the program. I see it two different ways, Tim. First off, what would a splash hire be in basketball? And what name would it be that would really energize OU fan base to donate to basketball? I hate to be a Debbie Downer, but I personally just think it's hard for OU fans. Like, they are so invested in football. And I just think it's hard to have both sports highly invested in. Maybe I'm wrong on that as a fan, but I don't know if there's a splash hire that would just automatically bring in a ton of NIL money. Now, you're talking like Arkansas brought in Calipari. I mean, if you're talking like a name like that, but just don't see that happening. I mean, are you talking about a Rick Pitino coming to Oklahoma from St. John's? I mean, what name are you talking about that would actually happen? Just don't think it would. And okay, you are talking about Calipari. Totally different scenario. What you got to realize, Tim, is Arkansas is a basketball school. That's like OU bringing in a splash football hire. Arkansas is a basketball school. It's like Arkansas trying to pull in a football hire. That would have been like last year, instead of them bringing in Silverfield, that would have been like them actually getting Urban Meyer to come coach football, or them getting a Dabo Sweeney or something. Like, it just wasn't going to happen in football, even though I kind of mentioned it a few times, like they might go after him, but they don't. They don't have enough backing that they just wouldn't do it. Same thing with basketball. I just don't see it with Oklahoma. Now, different era, Mac. I understand, but it's a different era. They had fan support, but NIL was not involved back then, Mac, and neither was transfer portal. So different era. I see what you're saying. Yes, they had fan support for both. I'm not saying you can't have fan support for both. That's not what I'm saying. I do think it's tough to have a ton of NIL support for both. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, Kmart. Then we will just have to concede to being mediocre and a newsstand and won't make it. No, you don't have to be mediocre. You can get a good coach in there that can coach them up and develop players and try to keep players. But it's hard to retain players if your NIL's not up. You might, I mean, look at it. Otega Owe, Milos Uzan. We can go down the list. Guys that were recruited by Oklahoma that didn't stay at Oklahoma. Why didn't they stay? Is it because they weren't winning? Is it because they didn't like Porter Moser? Is it because NIL? Is it because of fan support? I don't know the answer, but it is. I don't think they're going to be mediocre all the time. I do think they got to make a really good hire. But I also think they need support, and they need money. They need backing. They need a new arena. So anyway, we've spent a lot of time on this. Hey, I appreciate everybody joining me tonight. By my lonesome. Really appreciate you guys being on here. Never fails. You guys show up every single night. It means a lot. So thank you. Appreciate it as always. Hey, everybody, we'll be back tomorrow. Jeremy and I don't know if I said that right as in English. He would correct me if I didn't, but he's not on here. So me and Jeremy, if I really want to take him off, we'll be back tomorrow. Same time, same place, 9:30. Hope to see you guys all back on here tomorrow. Who will the 2026 recruit be that Jim Nagy's talking about? We will find out tomorrow, as a dog will be part of the Sooner Nation, is what Jim Nagy says. Hit the like button. See you tomorrow. Have a great, great Wednesday. See you guys later.